A tale of two cities, the silent witness and the forgotten victim in the quiet, sun-drenched town of Willow Creek. Nestled amidst rolling hills and emerald forests, a sense of tranquility prevailed. The locals were known for their friendly demeanor and strong community bonds. But this idyllic image was shattered one fateful afternoon when a young woman, Sarah Miller, was found brutally murdered in her own home. Sarah, a vibrant and spirited individual, was a beloved member of the community. She worked as a librarian at the local public library and was known for her infectious laughter and kind heart. Her sudden and violent death sent shockwaves through the town, leaving everyone questioning the safety of their own homes. The police investigation into Sarah's murder was swift and thorough. Detectives combed through the crime scene, collecting evidence and interviewing potential witnesses. The initial findings were disturbing. Sarah had been strangled, and there were signs of forced entry into her home. As the investigation progressed, the police began to narrow down their list of suspects. They interviewed Sarah's friends, family, and acquaintances, searching for any clues that might lead them to the killer. One name that kept coming up was that of David Carter, a troubled young man who had recently been released from prison. David had a history of violence and had been known to harbor resentment towards Sarah. The police learned that he had been seen near Sarah's home on the day of the murder. This, combined with his criminal record, made him a prime suspect. However, despite the evidence against David, the police were unable to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. He denied any involvement in Sarah's murder, and his alibi checked out. The case went cold, leaving Sarah's family and friends devastated. Years passed, and the memory of Sarah's murder began to fade. The town of Willow Creek slowly returned to its normal routine, but the shadow of her death still lingered. The case remained unsolved, a haunting reminder of the evil that could lurk in the hearts of even those they knew best. Meanwhile, in the bustling metropolis of New York City, a young woman named Emily Carter was struggling to make ends meet. Emily was a recent college graduate who had moved to the city to pursue her dreams of becoming a journalist. She worked long hours at a low-paying job, and her prospects for the future seemed bleak. One day, while browsing through old newspapers at the public library, Emily stumbled upon an article about the unsolved murder of Sarah Miller. The article struck a chord with Emily, as she had a strange feeling that there was a connection between the two women. Driven by curiosity, Emily began researching the case in her spare time. She pored over the police reports, newspaper articles, and court transcripts, searching for any clues that might have been overlooked. Her investigation led her to the small town of Willow Creek, where she began to piece together the puzzle of Sarah's murder. Emily discovered that Sarah had been a talented artist and that she had been working on a secret project before her death. She also learned that Sarah had been planning to leave Willow Creek and move to New York City to pursue her dreams. Intrigued by these revelations, Emily decided to travel to Willow Creek to investigate Sarah's case further. She met with Sarah's family and friends, who were still grieving her loss. They shared their memories of Sarah with Emily, and she was struck by the woman's warmth, intelligence, and determination. As Emily delved deeper into the case, she began to uncover a web of secrets and lies. She discovered that Sarah had been involved in a dangerous affair with a powerful businessman who was known for his ruthless tactics. The businessman had been threatening to expose Sarah's secret unless she agreed to his demands. Emily realized that Sarah's murder was likely connected to her affair with the businessman. She suspected that he had hired someone to kill Sarah to silence her. Determined to bring Sarah's killer to justice, Emily began to investigate the businessman's connections. The police launched a new investigation into Sarah's murder, and they soon identified the hitman. He was arrested and charged with murder. The businessman was also implicated in the crime and was facing charges of conspiracy to commit murder. The case of Sarah Miller was finally closed, bringing some closure to her family and friends. The town of Willow Creek breathed a sigh of relief. The man who had taken Sarah's life was finally behind bars. But the memory of her tragic death would forever be etched in their hearts. Sarah Miller would always be remembered as a beloved member of the community, a victim of a senseless crime that had shocked and saddened everyone who knew her. Her story would serve as a reminder of the importance of justice, even in the face of adversity. Emily Carter, the young woman who had dedicated her life to solving Sarah's murder, would also be remembered for her courage, determination, and unwavering belief in justice. Her actions had not only brought closure to Sarah's family, but had also helped to expose the dark side of the city she called home.